Hello, this is the tradesight Forex Market Preview and Global Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, March 31st, 2013, ending Friday the 5th. Keep in mind Sunday is, of course, the Easter holiday here globally, but that should not affect banks and trading during the week. We'll have 5 full trading days this week, unlike last week where we had Good Friday off. Here's a look at the US dollar index. To start the week, you can see we're a little higher, stretched a little higher this last week. Got a little bit of range midweek finally after a couple week pause after that big run up we saw in February. We're 10 bars up, going on 11 bars potentially soon on the US dollar index daily chart. Remember, 13 would give us a sell signal. And we got a couple things to talk about for the week ahead in general. So let's take a look now at the euro dollar. And this is going to be the daily chart of the euro. And we'll start with our seeker tool. You'll notice that we're 10 bars down on the seeker right now. But what's more interesting is if we flip and take a look at the Comer tool, which does its own counting methodology. And here we are with the Comer, and you can see the 13. We got a 13 buy signal this week right here. Now, what you can barely see is that there's a risk line forming off of that. That's right next to the number 13. There's a little pink line that's starting to form. Okay, let me spread this thing out a little bit so you can see that line. Okay, you can see it down here at the bottom now. And again, you got to remember that when we get the 13 buy signals, we could come all the way down to this level and bounce off of it and still hold, meaning the 13 signal is still in place. It's if you break that line that things become different. So we're waiting for the seeker buy signal potentially as well, and keep in mind we could easily drift a little lower here, get the seeker buy signal in place as well, and not break this risk line. I think that's what we're going to be looking at. But obviously, a key signal here on the euro dollar, the first one since back in December when we had that sell signal. That was good for a 300 pip drop in the euro, waiting for the turn here. So we'll be watching very carefully. Now let me lay a 10 EMA on top of it. And when I do that, you can see this blue line is the moving average. So really, the buy signals here, the confirmation would be a break above that. So remember, anything we do between here and the risk line is just waiting for the actual confirmation of that buy signal. So we'll be watching that this week. Let's take a look at the pound also. And here is the pound daily chart. Not nearly as interesting in terms of the counts. We don't have a Comer count in place. Let's take a look at it with the seeker. And you can see nothing new going on there as well. So we do have these static trend lines. There's this red one down here would be a trade 2 target on the downside for the pound. And the bigger one, of course, is the one up here, which was the static trend line of the last 9 bar move down. That would be a trade 2 target on the upside. So we'll be watching both of those key levels. Those aren't the type of levels that are on the minds of most traders. They don't have access to this information. So we'll be watching for that for sure. In terms of the week ahead, let's take a look at the data that's due out and sort of get ourselves a guideline of what to be looking for as the week rolls on. Obviously, the bank holiday is listed for New Zealand and Australia. They have what's really their Monday off. So we've got Japan's Tankan Manufacturing Index Sunday at 7:50 p.m. These are all Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to state that part again. Manufacturing PMI out of China at 9 p.m. Bank holidays, we got all the rest of the world's on bank holiday on Monday. We had it on Friday, so that's going to slow everything down for Monday. So we'll be looking at half-size trading off the levels for Sunday night, probably low expectations for Monday. U.S. has the manufacturing PMI ISM services data and construction spending 10 a.m. on Monday. AIG Manufacturing Index tomorrow night or Monday night. Japan's monetary base. Got a rate announcement out of Australia 11:30 p.m. Monday night. Commodity prices Tuesday morning out of Australia. We've got German preliminary CPI, Spanish unemployment change. Manufacturing PMI out of Spain, Italy, and all of Europe going into Tuesday morning here in the U.S. Manufacturing PMI also out of the UK. We've got unemployment rate out of Europe at 5 a.m. on Tuesday. U.S. has factory orders and the IBD economic optimism number, total vehicle sales at some point during the day, usually in the afternoon on Tuesday here in the U.S. A couple speeches. We got Australia's trade balance number at 8:30 p.m. Tuesday night. Construction PMI out of the UK. Housing equity withdrawals. CPI out of Europe. That's Wednesday morning early. U.S. has got ISM manufacturing. We've got non-farm, the ADP non-farm employment change data. Another speech out of a Fed member. Bank holiday in China going into Thursday. Building approvals and retail sales of Australia. Rate announcement out of the Bank of Japan going into Thursday in their press conference as well. Spanish services PMI along with Italy's and the broad European number. And then the UK number of the same. We've got PPI out of Europe. Big number. A lot of data Thursday. Thursday is a common day for data out of Europe. Spanish and French 10-year bond auctions. Oh, there we go. Rate announcements out of the UK, Bank of England, and also the ECB. So that's going to be a lot of waiting for those announcements going into Thursday morning. We've got natty gas here in the U.S., which isn't a big deal. Thursday, a couple more. There's Bernanke speaking. A couple more Fed members speaking. China's still on a bank holiday. So we head into Friday. Leading indicators out of Japan, retail sales and final GDP out of Europe, German factory orders, Canada, employment change, trade balance, unemployment rate. The U.S., same thing. Non-farm payroll data, trade balance, and our unemployment number. Two of our big three, the trade balance number and the unemployment rate with the NFP data, Friday morning. That's your big day for here. Those two of the three numbers that we'll go half size for every month are on the same morning. So that's the focal point of the week for Forex. We're going to be half size ahead of that. Probably be half size ahead of Thursday with those rate announcements out of Europe and a bunch of data there. That's questionable. We'll see what the week looks like. Half size Sunday night because of the bank holidays everywhere but in the U.S. for Monday. And then next weekend, the time shifts for New Zealand and Australia. Everybody else has already done it. That'll wrap up the globe in terms of the time shifts for the year. So again, focal point will be on Friday, but we got a lot of data coming out Thursday as well. And we're watching for potential reversal there on the euro. And we'll be in the lab trading. Have a great trading week. We hope to see you at tradesight.com.